Police traffic cameras. What a fun topic, but a real one these days. Yes, Vietnam is becoming one of those countries where camera installations are creating speeding fines and automatically sending out lovely bills for us to pay. The speed limits in Vietnam are incredibly slow. Basically, unless you see a very clear sign, you should probably assume a max speed of 40 kilometers an hour. There are roads that go up to 70, but this is extremely rare. This is not a country for driving fast, and it just further adds to all my other YouTube rants where big bikes are not the answer to this country. But even on a 110cc scooter, you can easily exceed these speeds. So first of all, I will talk about what happens if you are caught speeding in Vietnam, from your perspective and from our perspective. Then I will talk about a few ways to avoid these fines, but are perhaps slightly less obvious than just driving slower. First of all, I'll talk about the process from our perspective, because before talking about money, I want the viewer to understand how much damage a speeding fine does to a company like ours. Sometime between 0 and 6 months from the incident, we will receive an automated letter from the police with your photo of speeding and some other information such as how fast you were going. You've already left the country by this point, so the best thing we can do is email you and ask you nicely to pay. Vietnam is Vietnam, and not much makes sense. The story from our side that I'm going to describe is so ridiculous that you probably won't believe me. The fine that we owe can only be paid in the location of the incident, meaning we must fly or bus a high-level Tigit employee to the location of the speeding fine. We must then collect the relevant paperwork from the nearest police station to where the speeding took place. This meeting with the police is defined at a set time and date. We don't have any choice when the meeting is. After dealing with the police, we must then make our way to the nearest treasury, to the speeding incident, to pay the actual fine. Meaning the member of staff needs to rent a bike or take a bus to another location from the police station, again at a set time but is ultimately out of our control. Only after everything is paid can the staff member return to base by flight or bus. This is hugely time-consuming and costly for the company, so much so that this is the reason for the video that I'm now making. Okay, so what happens if we don't pay? Well, the police will hold all our new motorbike registrations until we do pay, meaning we can't buy or register new motorbikes while a fine is still in play. If we miss the appointment, bam, now we can't register any new bikes. In high season, where we are buying motorbikes en masse, this can become an enormous problem. Very little of this is to do with you, the rider and viewer so far, but now you understand a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes. So I hope that you might reconsider the speeds. Now let's talk about the actual costs. At the time of this video, speeding 5 to 10 kilometers an hour over the limit is 200 to 300,000 Vietnam dong, roughly $15 US. Over 10 to 20 kilometers an hour is 600,000 Vietnam dong to 1 million. This is roughly 30 to 50 US. And over 20 kilometers an hour is 3 to 5 million dong, roughly $250 US. Your speeding fine of just $15 US can cause a pile-up of our motorbike registrations and anything in the region of 600 USD of logistics damage trying to sort it out. We will make a polite email asking you to pay what we think is correct under the circumstances. And I'm glad to say that most clients are more than happy to pay. But I do think it is very important that riders understand what is going on behind the scenes when they are given this bill. Speeding cameras are new to Vietnam, and of course, we very much hope the country sorts it out where we can pay online, as you would expect in any normal country. But at the time of this video, this just isn't the case. Let's talk about how to reduce the chances of being hit by a camera. The first and obvious solution is just to drive slower. The second is to realize it is the major highways that have these cameras. This is basically the coastal driving at this time. And these are roads you shouldn't really be on in the first place. Landing on these roads is poor planning, usually caused by a rushed itinerary. Take our route advice from blog articles and videos, and you hopefully will not be on the roads with speed cameras in the first place. Another solution is to download the app Waze, which is popular around the world for community-driven speed camera detection. Users can upload where camera traps are and other useful information. Waze is not really a thing in Vietnam yet, but as things like speed cameras are becoming more frequent problems for locals, I'm now starting to see tech-driven Vietnamese use apps like this. I think it will increase in popularity in Vietnam, and for a tourist, it might be worth checking out. Hitting the mud is fun, off-roading is fun, and well, look at the number plates here. All tourists love the mud, I am told. To wrap this video up, I want to finalize that Tigit adapts with the ever-changing country, and it is our job to do so. We do bear some of the responsibilities with these situations, and we are always trying to reach a reasonable compromise with our clients. Really consider that Vietnam is a country for slow-paced driving. Enjoy the scenery, and in particular, the people and the culture. There is no rush here to do anything, let alone everything. If you do feel the need to get an adrenaline rush, then do this off-road with our tours and lessons. This country is great for that too. Just don't do it on the road. Thanks for watching.